Let me find. I always keep this in my inbox. Where did I? It's from me, right? I can never find anything.
Oh, there's Sue Moon too. Okay.
Oops.
Why am I not seeing anyone?
You might not be. We're in the CSU XR spatial classroom. It was in the email. And let's go to the email too. We can.
Yeah, I put it in. I just put it in the chat as well.
So which one are we in, the spatial classroom?
Yeah. And I just put the oh, it's not letting me put a URL in the isn't that interesting?
Oh, Discord blocks those sometimes, doesn't it? Doesn't like you to share.
No. The one in spatial. I put it in chat. It's spatial and it didn't show up.
Oh.
I put in. Oh,
and hopefully they see where you said we're in the Vicara. Hopefully they saw that. Comes right up. I mean, chat comes right up. You can't miss it.
Yeah. We're using Discord for voice, you guys. I'll see if I can.
No, the problem is it's not letting.
You can't do the invite people? Copy.
No, I try every time I paste it in, it blocks it out, like roadblocks.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay, hold on. Can you check the email? Yeah. Oh, that's
Bethany's just went in.
No,
I see Bethany's.
Oh no, disappeared.
Then it disappears. Yeah, mine did. Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, that's so irritating. I'm glad you put it in the email. Let's see here.
Oh, you know what? I'm gonna talk. Let me tell you, this is easier. Hey guys, hopefully you can hear me. The Discord link is not being posted. It's not. Spatial's not allowing me to post it in the chat. So it is in the email that I sent. So hopefully you guys can hear me, and hopefully you can find that email. If not, let me know. I can forward it to you again. Did you hear me in there or no?
Yeah, we could hear you.
Oh yeah, we heard you twice, and with a big echo, okay. But it was fine.
No. That's all.
Great.
Like, there's always something like this, right?
Well, that's why your email's pretty explicit. Like, you need to get into Discord for voice, right? And yeah, you put all the info in there.
I see Sue Moon is here. Are you talking?
Yes, I think so. Can you hear me?
Hi.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm here, I think.
So I wonder, okay, so Renee, okay, I'm going to accept the request. Now she's my friend. I wonder if I can... no, I can't. They don't have a way to, like, directly talk to somebody.
Where's the chat that you all are chatting with?
We're chatting in the actual space itself, in the spatial space.
Yeah.
Okay, thanks. I got it.
Okay, there's Roxy. Renee is here. Oh, you, I said exactly the same thing.
Yeah, I know.
Okay, so who else is here that's not on the Discord channel? Anybody?
We got 9 people in here. There's one person missing. There's 9 people in spatial, unless you're in here twice, Marie.
No, I'm only in here once.
BJ Gearbox? Who's BJ Gearbox?
Yeah, that's Bob, and he's Roxy's husband, so they may
Okay.
just be listening together. Roxy and
Oh.
BJ.
Okay, then we're fine. Yeah.
Here's Tom.
Okay.
Hi, Tom.
Hi, Tom. We're all in spatial.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, good. All right. I'm in spatial too. I'm just, now I have to figure out where you are.
So in the VR Exploders Club, or the VR Exploders text channel, the last link for the XR Spatial Classroom is where we are.
Got it.
Okay. So just to let everybody know, this is my classroom. This is where I teach my courses at Colorado State University. This build is actually one of the templates that Spatial used to give out. I don't know if they do it anymore, but you'll notice it's massive, and the one I have basically 2 halls and like a little gathering meditation space, and then I have the student project gallery, which is where what I like to do with this space is I like to bring my class here to show them projects that other students have done. So you can use either your arrow keys or the WASD keys to move your avatars around, but I just kind of want to and you're welcome to bookmark this place if you want to come back and see all of it. But what I really do want to do is highlight the student project. So if you'll follow me into this room, you can see.
And is this a class that is also taught physically, or that is purely online?
Well, it's supposed to be taught both, but because CSU blocks many of these platforms, I end up teaching it online because my local students can't get into these spaces if they're on campus.
Oh my God.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah, it's an IT nightmare.
Yeah.
So anyway, here's like this different sides. I have all of these little bubbles are actually URLs to different spaces, and again, this is all student produced content. And one of the ones I'm really proud of is the one I'm standing in front of, which is a VR space for radiation oncology, and he's a student of mine that works for Varian, and he is creating a VR training for radiation technologists. But he uses this space now to onboard all his new engineers, because it talks all about the technology, and it talks about how it's used for cancer and all of that stuff. And he has done some studies, and we have a publication actually on this, where he's done where you go in, you do a pre-test to figure out how much you know about this area, you go through all the training, and then when you at the end you do a post-test, and he's shown that it's actually really effective, which is the reason why he's now using it to onboard new engineers. But so that's, again, like, I encourage you guys to come back at some point in time, and if you want to look at some of these, it's a student project, and this is a student who had no experience in virtual environments before at all.
Wow.
Yeah.
And then the other one that I want to like highlight here, and I want to go to actually. So this class Insecta Gallery. But you'll also notice here that we have some things for roadblocks, some things for frame VR. There's one student who actually did a giant astronomy project in VR chat. It's but I think most of my students, and they used to do Mozilla Hubs, but since that closed down, we can't go visit those anymore, which is kind of sad.
You have it somewhere, but I'm putting my email in the local chat here again at some point. I would love to see the syllabus for like how you framed this. I'm working on a syllabus right now, so I would love to see that. This is so cool.
Actually, put it in the VR exploders, because spatial seems to be like blocking a lot of stuff here, like roadblocks.
Yeah, they think you're trying to like lure a underage child or something.
Oh my god, it did block me. Oh my god, it blocked me. Oh my god. That is hilarious.
So to show you, go ahead.
Sorry. How am I supposed to groom you if I can't?
Exactly. So the one I want to take you to though here is this class insecta, and so you just click on it, and it'll come up and say, do you want to travel? And you click travel, and you end up being over there. It's that easy. Okay.
So is that where we're gonna go?
Yeah, that's where we are. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Insecta.
Maria, I'm wondering if you could talk a little bit about, Spatial is changing its policies regarding educational use. Has that changed at all? You had mentioned that a while back.
Yeah. So, it used to be a lot easier. Now what they're trying to do is they're trying to force everybody onto Unity. They do have a very nice plugin for a Unity project that allows you to build in Unity and publish to Spatial. And I have one place that we've done that with, which is a digital twin of my real life lab on campus. This semester, and that changed, I think, last May. So this semester, I'm teaching my students how to get that Unity plugin so that they can, if they choose Spatial, they can still create spaces like this.
So was this created in Unity, the space here?
No. These were templates that you can, if you sign up for a free Spatial account, you have a limited number of templates that you can use as a space, and then you can add stuff to it. And I think it's up to, I don't know if it's 100 megabytes or 500 megabytes of content that you can bring in. And you can bring in, as you can see in these spaces, you can bring in animations, you can bring in 3D models, you can bring in images and documents and stuff like that.
Yeah. How much does Spatial cost now in terms of do they have educational pricing at all for faculty or students? Or is it...
No, yes and no. So when they made that announcement about how they were changing everything around, I got in touch with them because at CSU we actually had a subscription, and but all of my students had free accounts, and the way they originally set it up and the timing that they did, it was in April. Because one of the things is I make my students, they not only build in here, but they have to do a presentation in here at the end of the semester. So once they've built the space, the very last class or two, we all come into the space and they have to do a presentation on, the space itself, and then give us a tour. And they were originally going to shut everything down for free accounts. They were originally going to say only 3 people could come in to a free space and that was not even simultaneous. That was permanent, right? So you had your space, if you are a free account, your space is private and you can only send out 3 invitations.
Yeah.
And I
Yeah, it's awful. Yeah.
and I screamed at them about it. Well, I didn't scream, but it really made me angry. And I was like, dude, we're trying to use this for education, and that is not acceptable. And then they changed their mind, and so they do support. Anytime I've complained about something, they actually support me on it. So I have been pretty happy with their support so far.
And so what's your situation now? Because you have a lot of, it looks like you have multiple students, like you had in the last space where we were. Is this one student space or a group of students who created this?
So if you guys I don't see you guys in here. Did you guys?
We're in here.
Yeah, we're all walking around.
Oh, you're inside this class in secta?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, I never saw any of you guys.
Yeah, we're all here, I think. I'm seeing everyone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe I'm in a different instance than you because I'm not seeing anybody.
Yeah, and I don't see you.
Oh,
but
you know
I see
what?
everyone else.
There's a limit, Marie. If this is a students free room and it allows only there's a limit. So
No,
you might be in another.
This is my room.
Inside
I think. The class in secta gallery. I think no. So what yeah. Did you guys click on the link that's in the Discord chat?
No.
It might be going to the wrong place.
You're in a
Okay.
different
we clicked-
one.
We click on the
Yes.
bubble. And
Yeah,
there's
we clicked
9
on
of
the
us
bubble.
in here.
Okay, that's a problem. All right, let me come back. No, okay, so that's a different story.
Oh.
What happens is my student actually did purchase a spatial account,
Okay.
and or like the spatial plus whatever, but it's too expensive. So she asked me what she could do. She didn't want to lose the space. Do you guys see how massive it is?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
She didn't want to lose the space.
Yeah, it's a different URL.
Okay, now I see you. Now I'm here.
Yeah.
I went to it from a different place. Anyway, every one of these bubbles is a room. Have you guys tried going to a specific room?
I was just going to ask you that, Marie. I was like, how many separate rooms does she have on all these different
30.
insects?
It's 30.
Oh my
And listen,
gosh. Wow.
And listen, so what happened was she didn't want to pay for it. So because I actually do pay for, we have one, have one at CSU. She gave me permission. So this is how I did it. I just recreated it, and I went through and recreated every single room, and it was really easy because she allowed me to be a host, and as a host, I'm allowed to make a template. I made a template, and it took me like maybe an hour to recreate all of these rooms. But yeah,
wow.
At the end of the semester, does she have her presentation in here? I don't know if she has her presentation in here or not. But at the end of the semester, when she was giving her presentation, she said, because I asked them, they have to give me their main takeaways from doing these projects. She said, I got so involved, I didn't realize how much work this was going to be, but I couldn't stop when I started.
Yeah, because you love it. It's deeply engrossing to, present information in a new way to people, right?
Yeah, and this space right here is a great place to bring K-12 students to. And I was telling her that she shouldn't, because she was going to shut it down. I'm like, no.
Yeah.
Don't do it.
Send it out to educators in biology or whatever, and say, here's a place your students can go to if you want.
So the situation then now, Marie, when you're teaching a class, you have a subscription, regular paid subscription. Students are you can get as many as you can get more than 3 students in your spaces now. How does that work?
Yeah, so I paid for I paid for Spatial Plus, which means that I don't know if there's a limit on the number of rooms you can have like this, which again, these are rooms that were created from templates, not rooms that were published from Unity. It's from, if you I think if even the free version, rooms published from Unity, you can have as many as you want.
Okay. So if you build your own spaces in Unity, import them into Spatial, then you can have, what's the difference there? I mean, you can use as many rooms in Spatial. You can build as many as you want in Unity and bring them into
Yes.
Spatial.
Yes, I think you can, but here, yeah, so here's the deal. The deal is that if most of the rooms that are free rooms are private, and which means they're not, people can't find you unless, I guess, you have a direct URL, right?
Okay.
In order, so now that the model is you pay for publishing the room. So say you had a room like this, not the room, but the space. You had a space like this, then you would pay for it if people are using it. It's kind of like, what's that other platform that does the same thing? Kitely.
Kitely, pay as you go.
Yeah, I think that's how it works. But they do, like I said, they work with educators, and so they give educators special privileges.
So did you contact them as an educator and say, I want to create classroom spaces, and then they give you a special price for that?
No. You know what happened is all of this, they changed their whole subscription model just last year. Like after they changed it twice last year, actually. It used to be you could have as many rooms as you wanted, and you know, there was an upper limit on the amount of content you could bring in, but it wasn't obvious what that was. And Bethany and I have created like hundreds of these rooms when that was the case.
Yeah.
But anyway, they grandfathered us all in, you know, the people who already had rooms. Now, when a student comes in, I think, so what happened was, when they made the subscription, I contacted them. I said, listen, this is not going to work for education at all, because, you know, our students are, they need to be able to create things, but they can't afford the subscription price. And they said, fine, we will accommodate you. And so far, I'm getting all these weird comments, some stuff coming here. But so far, I haven't had any problems. And I guess we'll figure out this semester if something goes wrong with the spatial, the Unity publication. But the other thing I wanted to say about them was that we built the space for CSU. It was the wellness space. It's actually still around too, and accessible off of that classroom. That was supposed. It's like all of the mental health resources at CSU, and I created this through help with the Office of Vice President for Research. And the person who runs the health network came in. She had never, ever been inside a virtual platform before. And she came in wearing a hijab and some kind of like an outfit where you had like the girl had one leg was covered, and then she had shorts on the other leg. And the person this person saw this outfit and immediately said, this is what's the word?
She thought it was,
Well,
she thought that leg strap was like a weapon, like it was a knife, and that this was a terrorist or something.
Yeah, stereotype. She thought it was
Totally
a stereotype
stereotyped.
as
Like,
terrorist.
yeah, and any Muslim gamer girl would have maybe worn that and thought, "There's nothing's fine," but no, very stereotyped.
And nobody saw it. The whole thing was built, and we had like 200-300 people come through, say they loved it, till this one person came in and, you know, shut everything down because of the one avatar outfit. So we reached out to Spatial and said, hey, is there anything you can do about this one default avatar you have? And you know what? Now you can't come in here anymore. If you come in as the Muslim girl, she's wearing long pants and long shirt. So they did it. They did that for us. They changed that default avatar for us as a result of that, because I think they realized, well, if we are going to have a problem, many schools are going to have a problem, right? So
Yeah.
I do believe that they understand how important education is for their platform.
Interesting story. That's great they responded to that so quickly.
So anyway, so I just wanted to kind of show you guys that you know, what's amazing about some of these platforms, we're all used to being in Second Life where, you know, the learning curve is somewhat steep and it takes a lot longer to be able to generate something like this. You certainly can't do it in a semester. And again, all of these projects were developed in one semester. So so you can always come back and take a look around at some of the other student projects. This is my gold standard. This one and the radiation one, oncology one are probably the best ones that any of my students have done. But anyway, and then now Bethany has a bunch of her students doing stuff too.
Yeah, we have students doing, my VR student assistant like hosts events for like build togethers. So we do garden build togethers where we just start with a blank template and then just she kind of pre-collects good content, but walks the students through like, you know, how you download some stuff from Sketchfab, or you just upload pictures, or, you know, link to websites, that kind of thing. And they just build something together that we keep. We also use Frame VR at the iSchool. So we use both. It's not integrated with the curriculum the way Marie's content. Obviously this is integrated with her curriculum. But at the iSchool we do a bunch of different events that make, you know, we want students to be exposed to this. Like, here's these spaces, and we have a new student hangout this semester, but it's in Frame, not in Spatial. But yeah, we use both, but it's really cool, and the students love it. And the students who've never done anything with VR, you know, don't have headsets and are just amazed that you can just do all this in a browser. The ones who are interested in this thing. That's it.
What would your comparison be between Frame and Spatial? What's your experience with both of them? Do you see them as co-equal, or?
Hey everyone, sorry to interrupt.
Yeah.
I've got to go, and the stupid Spatial keeps taking out my things. This is so amazing. Can't wait to do it more again. And I tried to put in there, if you haven't gone to 0.secondlife.com, Second Life is trying out a new browser-based access, and it's pretty remarkable. Right now, when you go in, if you go to that 0.secondlife.com, it basically gives you browser access like this to the regular Second Life user interface that's very complicated, but they're working on a simplified one for it. And so if you get a chance, just, you know, check it out. Right now, I think you have like a 10 minutes, or maybe they've increased it to 30 minutes or an hour limit to test it. It's like super beta. But anyway, it's pretty cool. But this is amazing, and I will check it out more. So thank you all.
Oh, yeah. Thanks so much for that, Tom. And I'm glad you put the link, Marie, into the chat channel and VR Exploders chat channel, because I'll check that out later. But I did want to answer your question, Bruce. They're both great platforms, Frame and Spatial, but I will tell you one thing that makes me really love Frame more at this point. There's not equal. I mean, they're both the same, right? There's going to be something you love about one versus the other. The Unity interface with Spatial is probably really cool, but Frame has audio restriction zones that you can put into your spaces That's number one, which is amazing. And then number two, you can also create little teleports in your environment. That's another game changer, because some of these templates, these builds that they give you pre-built to add content to, can be quite big. So you can create spaces where you can literally just click and go over to the exhibit hall over there and click to go to here, and so it's a teleport within the environment. So that, the teleport and the audio restriction zones are a total game changer, and for me it makes Frame just like, it's kind of my default at the moment, but that's always subject to change.
So the the audio restrictions mean spatialized
Yes.
audio, like they had in Mozilla Hubs, where you can
Exactly.
restrict it.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's cool.
You have a blue box on there, and you can resize it. You can have. I've got 15 different audio zones in one of the rooms. We did a poster, a VR poster mixer thing with the California Library Association, and we've done it with the ALA as well, where our students have, we've got like 20 students with their research posters all on the wall, and you can jump from room to room, and it's kind of an environment like this. And then I just put on audio restriction zones on the floor, and you can resize them. So this little area over here, it's, the audio's for those 5 people over there is confined to them. So yeah, it's a very cool feature. That's it.
So is that Frame VR?
Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't hear that.
Yes, it is Frame VR IO, I believe, BJ.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Is that VR?
Yeah, that's Frame.
Yeah, Frame is the one I was talking about.
So, both of you, Bethany and Marie, have gone to all these different spaces. Would you say that Spatial and Frame.io are your spaces of choice, the ones that you've sort of have arisen to the top of your recommended worlds for teaching?
I don't know what Marie will say, but yeah, we're using the browser-based VR at the iSchool because it's the lowest barrier to entry and most robust kind of platform. Either one, Frame or Spatial, we use both at the iSchool, but browser-based is good. But I know that Marie and I are also like, Roblox is really functional, but that's not a standalone browser-based thing. So yeah.
Yeah.
I remember go ahead.
No, you go ahead.
Oh, so that experience in Roblox was interesting because of the ability to create your own games and do a lot of interactive, kind of game-like interactive experiences, right? That's something that you can't really do here or in Frame, correct?
Yeah, right. I think the limitations, that's why Roblox seems, it's just much more robust. You can't do everything in a browser.
Yeah, and I think, personally, Roblox is the closest thing that we have found to Second Life, because you can do, on the fly, real time, collaborative building, which none of these browser based, well, I guess you can. Equimake, you can do it, and I guess you're doing that with Frame, right?
Doing what with Frame? I'm sorry.
Collaboratively building spaces.
Oh yeah. You can add people to your Frame. It works a lot like Spatial, right? You can give hosting or admin permissions to somebody else, all that kind of stuff. So yeah.
But you can't do it like Second Life, where you can throw a box on the ground and texture it, and just that kind of stuff on the fly. You have to use pre-made content.
Yeah, Frame doesn't have a back end like Hubs did. But yeah, and it doesn't have the integration. I mean, you can make stuff in Spatial, or I'm sorry, in Unity or whatever, and import those GLB or other files. But yeah, it doesn't have the. That was weird.
So,
yeah.
Did you? I've been sitting here trying to find all the URLs you sent me, Bethany, for the stuff that your students did, and don't you have isn't
Well,
Wait.
there's spatial rooms, but there's also the frame stuff. So we have like the Dia de los Muertos or the let me think for the banned and controversial gallery. But those have some rooms that were old hubs rooms that aren't really that great. Um, you know, Aisha has done some really cool stuff in spatial. If you want to see something that was built by one of our MLIS students, her MLIS spatial lab is awesome. Do you want to? We want to
What,
take
do you have
people
the
over
URL
there?
for that?
I do. I'll put it
Yeah.
in the Discord chat, you guys. So
Yeah.
this is an MLIS built room from Aisha, and it's about our MLIS program. So we can jump over there if you want.
And keep in mind, guys, that when you jump like this, like from the um, Discord channel, you're still in the space. You're in spatial twice.
Yeah,
You're in spatial in the new space, and you're in spatial in my space.
So should we just close yours out
Yep.
when we
Just
get
close
there?
my mind out. Yeah.
Hopefully hers doesn't have a limitation. Like I didn't think of that because it's her account. But I think we can fit 10 people in there. I think hers is a paid account.
We've got 4 people in here already.
Okay, I'm still loading. Yeah, this is Aisha was one of our MLS students, and I think she built this as part of a project for one of her classes. I don't know what. And
I think she did the student challenge last year. Didn't she do the student challenge in Second Life?
Yes, she did. Aisha's
I
awesome.
remember.
She just graduated. And she's worked in Second Life for a long time, and then she independently discovered she started getting into browser based before even meeting up with Vakara. So, it was really this is an amazing space, that she created. And again, you guys, this is also one of those template rooms, like the room itself. This building. She didn't create it; she just used this template, and then created all this content and added in the these non-player characters standing here and that thing. I think she made some of these non-player characters because that's a Ready Player Me greeter. It looks like.
So there's if you have a Ready Player Me avatar, there's a software program called Miximo that you can well, it's a little bit of a it's a little bit of a journey, but basically what you do is you take the GLB, you can get the GLB of your avatar from Ready Player Me. You can upload that into Blender, save it out as an FBX, and then bring it into Mixamo, and you can create like animations for your avatar. That's basically what I did with most of the animations of my avatar in the classroom space. And it's kind of a cool feature. And most for these web-based things, most of the files are GLB, so you can get content from Sketchfab, you can get content from places like what's another one, CG Trader, and as long as I tell my students they can put it whatever they want into their spaces as long as they give the artists the attribution.
I want to mention something else because Val is. I have one other thing that makes Frame amazing, you guys. I totally forgot until Val put this in chat. She said, "I'm not interacting at the reference desk." Frame has an interaction with a chatbot, so an AI chatbot you can program. So that's number 3 for why I love Frame a little bit more than Spatial at the moment. Sorry, I just had to say that.
Oh no, that's fine. I'm sure you that if Spatial doesn't support it yet, they will.
I'm expecting them to. Yeah.
And I'm guessing that it's something that you could do through the Unity space. What do you call it? The Unity publishing project.
Yeah. No, the bots that you can put into Frame are really cool. But yeah, some of this, this is a pretty cool space. There's some stuff around the corner. I don't even know what this was for, but she's got some interesting weird stuff all over
But
the
she's
place.
got some
here.
things here that are animated too.
Yeah, she's got the NPCs and blah blah blah.
Rui, I'm not finding the link or that, oh, maybe it was Bethany, the location where you are now. I'm not seeing that in Discord. Did you post that
And then
in chat?
VR
There's
Exploders
a
text chat channel.
Exploders. Look on the text channels in Discord.
Oh, in Discord. Oh, the text
Yeah.
tool. I'm looking. So I'm looking at our, our chat area in Exploders.
That's separate. You need to look above that.
Yeah,
Look above it.
yeah. Look
There's
above-
one called
Yeah.
there's one called Other Tech, and right above that is VR Exploders. Right above the voice channels.
Right above. Oh, okay. And it. Oh, I see. There we go. Oh, okay. And then there's that link. And so where is the link then? And the
It's the last one, the very
last one. Oh, okay. Let me.
Yeah, they're both the same length.
Very last. Okay, sorry. Okay. Oh, I found it. Okay, sorry.
Val
No
says-
worries.
Yeah, Val was saying, I spent a lot of time creating a space and frame, but then felt, why not just share this in a video? I almost want to show you the iSchool student hangout that we have, because we've had some events in there, and it's like, now I just ran into a student, one of our brand new students the other day. I went in there to put in a picture, and then somebody else was there, and I just went up and talked to her, and she was like, "This is amazing," and I was like, "Yeah, da 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 da," and it's a place for students to hang out, and there's some exhibits for students, and I don't know. I really think it's really exciting to think that you can have 50 students at a time to sort of drop in and out. You can do up to 300 people in a frame too if you have a paid, like the iSchool has paid accounts for large events. So having mixers where a bunch of people can come to a, like I said, a research poster for a conference, it was really fun. Did you lose Bruce on the voice channel? Yeah, Bruce is there. He's on our channel.
I just
there you are.
accidentally, I just accidentally closed my Discord chat. My Discord. I just click the wrong X in the corner. That's all.
Do that all the time.
Yeah.
It looks like there's two.
Yeah.
There's two of me here now. Anyway.
So is there one in your in the old place and
Well, I thought I'd shut that one down, but yeah, hold on. Anyway, that's fine. I'll get rid of my second self here.
Well, what's really funny here
Doppelganger.
That's something, and that's another feature of Spatial. Is that if you have the bandwidth, if you have the bandwidth, you can do this several times. So now I happen to be in the.
I have another spatial room we could go to. Natalie's banned books, Latinx Hispanic banned books. If you guys wanted to see another student-built environment.
Yes.
Okay, I'm gonna put.
See now I'm in here 3 times.
Oh my gosh. Here's another. This is another student-built room at the iSchool. At the iSchool, and these are just at the iSchool. This is my.
So Bethany, is this your? Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Yeah. No, what did you want to ask?
Oh, I'm just curious if this is your home location at the School of Information at San Jose.
What do you mean? This building that we're in?
Well, I'm looking at the reference desk here, and it says exceptional online education.
Oh.
It's the space.
Yeah. No, this was built by an MLIS student. No, this is not. It's not. She was an iSchool student. She just graduated, actually. She built this to talk about the MLIS program. She just did this as a project. I'm not even sure it was part of it. She might have just done project to add to her e-portfolio around technology or something. But yeah,
I
this
see.
is not, it's not our environment. We have other environments, like we did a graduation ceremony where we had some students come in, and we did that in frame though, not spatial.
I see.
And
This
then
is
Turn around, you'll notice that there's now 4 of me in here.
all right, I'm going
Yeah.
over to Natalie's room, the banned books, and I'm leaving the MLAS spatial lab.
Okay.
Wish it was easier to cam around. I'm like, it's frustrating to not be able to zoom in on the things, and
Yeah.
so because we're used to a lot of worlds where you can easily cam in and out and click on things, and
I can cam
But I'm-
around. I'm clicking and dragging on.
I'm camming around, but it's super slow, and it's like,
Oh,
okay, try the arrow. Is that let me try the arrow. Now that I'm sitting, okay, sitting, I can cam around. Okay.
and if you click on the screen, like I'm clicking on an image on the wall. There, if you hover your mouse, I see a plus button, and then when I click on
Yes,
it,
I did.
can
That'll
say-
come up, which is good.
Yeah,
Yeah.
So things are different. You can put something on the wall, and then you can link to a website, or there's different things you can do. But
I like the image coming up clearly so you can read all about censorship. That's cool.
then this is all about censorship in like this one is so she's got some websites linked here, like about different countries and the books that are banned there and that kind of thing. So you guys will recognize this is just the same template as that students in sector room, but
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, and so the students don't actually build a building or the chairs or you get templates for all of that material. So
Yeah.
basically, they're just taking their content and putting it in a different form.
Yeah.
But they're not actually building in 3D. But
Yeah.
you can import, though, like if you built something in Unity, you could import it here.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, both frames
Yeah.
and spatial, you can import stuff that you build. But most of our students, don't have Unity building skills, right? And they don't have VR headsets. You could come in here on a VR
And they
headset,
don't want
but-
them. I mean,
yeah,
it's
don't need
it's
them.
fine if you don't want them.
Yeah. Thanks, Roxy.
That's
I'd
why I
like to
think-
tell my student you said that.
I mean,
That's
I'd
why
like
these
to
tools are so important. Is they take the coding side, the kind of hard tech side off the table, so that you can create stuff very quickly, and it's beautiful. It's
Yeah,
a great,
that-
just great display and teaching format. I think it's really great.
Yeah.
it doesn't. Yeah, it doesn't. So what the students are focusing on is not building skills. What they're focused on is creating an educational experience, and that takes design skills. It takes curriculum skills. So that's what I like about these web. You have an idea, and that's what happened with my student in the insect museum. She knows a lot about insects. She wanted to organize that information, so she found a building, and she found 2 buildings. She found this one, and she found another one, but everything that went into those buildings was her thought process on how to teach people about insects.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I think that's
Yeah. I'm sorry to interrupt. They think
No,
they learn to think in 3D. They learn to say, oh, well, how would I design an immersive exhibit, right? Or how do you present information in a new way, right? Not just in a video or in a presentation.
I also like the fact that you can just send a link or even post an embedded, instructions, on a web page or in Canvas, and you can come to these places directly. So it's like coming to a website, right? Except it's a three-dimensional environment.
Yeah. And if somebody's just a guest and they don't have an account, they click on the link and it'll automatically say, oh, here's how to move around or whatever. It really is the easiest way to acclimate people to virtual spaces. and hopefully get them to
Yeah.
not feel intimidated and then go, oh, I want to learn more. Oh, I'm going to learn Unity, or oh, I want to build in Roblox, or I want to. They'll just maybe expand, like get more familiar with these as spaces that that we'll use for teaching and learning, more widely.
Yeah.
And like I said, at the iSchool, we've started doing an option because our programs are all 100% online. So we do virtual convocation, like we do a big Zoom where all the family and friends watch, and we do these presentations or whatever. But we've started integrating a VR aspect. We started doing after parties in a VR space, right? With a little disco ball and some music or whatever. We did that in Mozilla Hubs, but now we're doing it, and we just had last semester we had a handful of students, like 20 students RSVP'd to do this, and they virtually walked across the stage, and I just was live streaming it just like I'm doing now, right? I just positioned myself, and when their name was called, they got up from the auditorium room, this was in a frame room, and then they walked across the stage in front of Dr. Chow and did a little happy dance, and people were like, this is cool, it is fun. We want to do the whole things maybe in the future, but we'll see.
So initially, were both of you working in Second Life, and then gradually began moving into these other three-dimensional 3D worlds environments?
Yeah.
Or is this fairly recent?
No, we've been doing this stuff. Well, I mean,
5 years.
Yeah, I got involved with Vicara back in like 2016 or 17. Vicara at the iSchool, which has been in Second Life since 2009. So yeah, Marie and I met from Second Life and all that stuff. But we've been doing all this browser-based stuff. My God, we started with Mozilla Hubs. It's been 5 years we've been doing the VR Exploders, and we started working with browser-based back then, I think, right? When did we start with? We were early into Mozilla Hubs.
Yeah.
You were also in Altspace VR. I remember you had several presentations there.
Oh yeah.
I remember going to a subway that was just totally brilliant. I think we took a tour into a subway, and it went up into a club. You went up a set of stairs. It was really quite elaborate.
Yeah, there's been so many spaces that we've been in all of them for Bella and
we recently found Equimake, and there's a couple of other ones. There's one called VR Land that I just discovered like last week that I'm gonna go check out and see. Also, Hyperworld is another one that's a web-based, little bit difficult to get to figure out at first, but I don't know. I feel like that might be another one that takes off.
What's the name of that again?
Hyperworld.
Hyperworld, Hyber?
No, Hiber World.
Oh yeah, Hye. Yeah, Hyperworld. Okay.
I added that platform to my class this semester, because what closed last year? Because Mozilla Hubs closed, but another one closed.
Yeah. What else closed?
There was another one that closed. So like that's a one problem with teaching this way.
Yeah.
is these platform you get used to them, you get proficient in them, and then they close.
Yeah.
Well, of course the challenge from the teaching side is things that we can afford, that we can get students involved with. So the cost is a factor, and Mozilla Hubs, bless their hearts, they were so generous with offering that service for free for such a long time. And then the people got used to being free, and so they couldn't. It was hard for them to start charging money.
Yeah, I think I really do credit Mozilla Hubs with kind of getting a lot of the interest in this going, because like you said, they were so generous with what we could do in their platform. Yeah. Do you guys want to? I don't know, Marie, if you've got something else, but if you want, I can
No.
show you guys the iSchool student hangout that we've got in
Yeah, let's go
frames.
there.
Let me give you guys
Sure.
that. We can finish it off. Let me see here, frame. So this is brand new for the students to start using the iSchool student hangout. And I just put it in Info 203, which is our onboarding course that just opened up this week. So students are going to start getting
Okay.
familiar with it. It's iSchool Student Hangout, iSchool Student Hangout in frames. And like I said, this has, so we'll want to go to that and close out this this spatial room because you don't want to be in multiple rooms at the same time. Your computer will probably complain. But this can hold 50 people at a time. And actually it'll be really good to see how many, so when you land, you're going to be by the fire pit here. And I find I can and use my, sorry, that makes a lot of noise, doesn't it? When it ping, ping, ping every time somebody joins. But I can cam out with my scroll wheel and I can really see the whole environment. It's a little different, but if you look at the go-to menu in the upper left, you'll see that there's all these little different areas here and it's all in one space. And if you notice the green check or the green box on the floor, that's an audio zone. So they're all over the place. But navigation works just the same as other spaces, WASD or the arrow keys. But the back wall has a self-care exhibit. We had a couple student groups just come in. They'd never done anything in VR, and they just did a self-care exhibit. That was over the Christmas holiday, and they just put a bunch of stuff in here. So,
Yeah,
That's
this
a lot of
is.
yeah.
And what's the maximum number of students you can bring into these spaces and frame? Do you know?
This is a paid room that the iSchool owns. So we have a subscription. We can have 50 in this one. And we have
nice.
another one, but it gets expensive if you get a 300 capacity environment. And we don't need that, right? And you don't want to pay for a 300 capacity room to hold a virtual graduation ceremony once a year. That's stupid because it's very expensive. But $50, I don't know what the cost is. You could look it up on the website. But we have a couple of these rooms that are high capacity, and chances are most people. 50 is going to work for pretty much any kind of event.
Okay, sorry, I got to go to a board meeting, guys. It's starting. This was great. Thank you
Thanks,
so
Val.
much.
Always good to
See
see
you
you.
next time.
Yeah, I gotta go to the same board meeting. See y'all.
Okay,
It's
I
been
see.
fun.
You. Thank you.
Don't get bored.
See you
Bye.
later. Yeah. So, but again, the big difference with this versus like I could add a chat bot right here. I'm gonna just do that right now on the fly. Right. I'm gonna just say, where's my add my chat bot? Where is the? I think it's just a chatbot agent. Create an agent. Okay, I'm just going to create one. So here's a chatbot, you guys. I just put it in here. I didn't program it and tell it who it is, but it's Jacqueline, right? The little white robot I'm standing right in front of, and I could make this little guy. I can use a Ready Play Me avatar, but go ahead and chat with Jacqueline. Say, hi, Jacqueline. What's the meaning of life?
And notice too that it's a different instance for each person.
Yeah.
So
it's a private conversation.
So you ask. It's a private conversation. Yeah. It's the same. It's the same, but a private conversation.
Yeah. But you can program it. I'm gonna add one in here and probably make it a librarian and say you're gonna be a chat bot that recommends good books to read, like classics. So it'll be like a book recommender, right? And I'll put it over there, just nice. For fun. But that's how easy it is to click and then Jacqueline just told me the meaning of life often varies from person to person, but it generally revolves around exploring happiness, connections, purpose, and personal growth. And then it gave me an emoticon, a little smiling, warm face emoticon. So the fact that you have the audio zones, the teleports, and the chat bots make this really kind of cool. I'm going to get rid of that, just by the way. I'm not going to keep her here. I'm going to get rid of her because I'm going to make a real one later. I have to get going too, you guys, just because I've got something I've got to go to myself.
Well, thanks for the tour this morning and all this great student work that you're doing. It's really quite a lot of years you've been doing this consistently, doing these tours, and I really appreciate this information about frame and spatial. You know, your choices and why you decided to use them for your classes and all that. That's really great.
Yeah. Thanks for coming on the tour. I've got this pop-up on my
Yes.
screen I can't get rid of. Frame, I want to get rid of the little robot I just created. Oh. Okay. Well, maybe I'll just leave it in there for now. Well, always fun, you guys. I'm so glad you guys could be here. You guys can, come back. This is it's a public space. You could end up talking to somebody. Who knows? But
Okay,
yeah.
sounds great. Thanks a lot. I'll be heading
right.
out myself.
Okay, sounds good. All right, I'll see you guys later.
Okay, thanks a lot.
Thanks for everything.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.